Hello, welcome everyone to this special edition of the Leadership Advancement Mentorship Podcast. On this podcast, we've been having series on the Mentorship Advantage. This is based on my recent book that I released called the Mentorship Advantage. We've had series of guest speakers, and we've highlighted the Mentorship Advantage. And actually, we always highlight leadership development and mentorship, but we are giving emphasis on the mentorship part because we want people to realize that mentorship really matters. And in that book, I highlighted the framework for mentorship using the acronym mentorship. And so it's my privilege to introduce it to you today, our guest speaker, and which is you will know why when she starts speaking. And so welcome with me, Dr. Ayo Adenuga. Hello, Dr. Ayo. Good to have you here.
Hello, Dr. Michael Koku. It's an honor to be here. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And congratulations on your book. It is a bestseller. I have my copy here.
Thank you.
Everybody out there, you need to get yours. This is a super book. You can't not afford to
That's
buy
good.
it.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
great. In
So,
fact, talking about the book, Dr. Ayo, I was privileged to be invited by one of our Maxwell Leadership speaker, coach, and trainer, and Coach Betty Ogel from Uganda. So we
wow.
had this, she saw the first series of this Mentorship Advantage, the one I did with Dr. Labisi Oshikolu. She just saw the part one and she just fell in love with it because she has a community and she normally have what we called Momentum Monday. So she has a group of people that she mentors, and she now saw that wow, there's an acronym for mentorship. Actually, I was aware of her group because when she started, I was privileged to be the the person that opened up with her. So she was like, "Please, can she have me? Can she bring me back so that I can share about the mentorship advantage?" And everyone just loved the book. They said they're gonna get it and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited, not because I authored the book. I realized the motive behind this book is to really give people an handle. You know, when I read books, I always ask myself that how can I um, how can I make a difference in a very unique
Mhm.
way? And I realize that everyone has a gift inside of
Yeah.
us. I'm always passionate about talking about a gift. I wrote a book on understanding your gift. So I found I have this gift for acronyms. So in putting things in a simplistic way, because at the end of the day, people are learning a lot. So the question is, how can they retain? And it was actually your sister, and you know that there's a pharmacist and Dorotolu Hali that really helped me to really identify the fact that I can simplify knowledge in a very simple form so that people can take it and apply it to their lives. So I'm so excited that when this book came out, it is a real, it was that framework that people now can have. And let me just share the framework as we go into today. So the framework that I talk about in this book about mentorship, using that acronym is, I mentioned M as these are the advantage that mentorship provides. So the M is motivation, and then the E is a mentors provide an expanded perspective, and the N is networking opportunities, you know, that you can have for yourself. They give that to you. And the T is they transfer wisdom to us, you know, based on their evaluated experience. And the O is they serve as an observatory laboratory. And the R is relationship, which is end through trust. And then we now talk about the X, and the act as support and guidance, and the H, they give us honest feedback. The I, and they are like inspiration. And then the P is personal and professional growth. So you can see it's like it's something you can take and run with it. But Dr. The reason why you are here today is because I remembered when I started this journey, you will be the first person that work with me one-on-one for 3 months and for executive session. And believe me, Sally, I am so honored to say that you have grown so much over the time. You've been tested, proven, and trusted. So tell
Thank
us
you.
what has been the impact? Because I find that the people that I've worked with, they already have that fire within them. Like Nagam was talking about, what she found out about me is that I help her to ignite the spark, to fan that flame alive. So, what is your own experience? So, our theme for this session is the Mentorship Advantage, a practical experience. So, what's your own experience like? Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Mike, for inviting me. It was really a pleasure working with you. So
Yeah.
again, everybody, if you don't know me, my name is Dr. Ayo Adenuga.
Yeah.
I'm a public health physician, a medical doctor by training. I wear many hats. Right now, I work in a clinical research organization as the program manager, but I also have my own business, which is the IEA Impact Consulting. And what we do is to help professionals to really achieve impact
Mm.
through effective communication,
Mm.
through leadership, and
Yeah.
through just making sure that they achieve what they are supposed to achieve.
Mm.
And then the other hat is I'm a mom of teenagers, and I'm a faith-based person, and that's helped me to find the ACE parenting, which is to
Mm.
come alongside other mothers that are going through challenges, which we all do, which
Mm.
is unique to teenage years, to successfully navigate so they can be successful in all areas of
Mm.
their lives. So how did my journey start? I started with the ACE parenting, where I was doing podcasts, videos, and after that, Dr. Mike has always been my colleague, my medical colleague, but he
Mm.
had a foreknowledge of what it took to be in the Maxwell leadership space as
Mm.
a communicator, a leadership coach, and a trainer. And it was as if I was just thrown into the world of entrepreneurship, and that was about, I think, 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was almost like, oh God, how am I going to start? What am I going to do? And I
Mm.
had this self-limiting beliefs in me as well.
Mm.
But working with Dr. Mike helped me to come out of that. So I had always believed I was a speaker. I had always believed that I had
Mm.
a message. But I was also having some self-limiting beliefs that it was like, no, this is not
Mm.
you, you can make it. And he's still saying
Mm.
it. He's one of my champions. And one of the things that I would say is I am this, I am that. You said no, you don't use that language. It
Mm.
is I don't know it yet, or
Mm.
I need to find out. So there were some things that were ingrained in me that
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of. But because it has been there, he has been taught, he has gone through it, he saw the pattern. And that's
Mm.
what mentorship is about. That's
Mm.
the advantage. Somebody that
Mm.
not only has your interest at heart, you have a
Mm.
relationship, but is invested in making you be who you should become. So these are
Mm.
the 7 patterns that many people in mentorship would experience, which
Mm.
I did actually. I was listening to Tony Robbins recently, and it just
Mm.
resonated with me. So one of the
Mm.
things he said is the pattern that gets in our way in mentorship. So
Mm.
Dr. Mike is a wonderful person, and he helped me to
Mm.
realize these patterns as well. Number one,
Mm.
saying that my problem is, my
Mm.
fear is.
Mm.
No, it is not yours, it's not your
Mm.
identity.
Yeah.
Once you start saying something is yours, my this, my that, you're making your
Mm.
identity,
Mm.
right? My self-limiting belief, no, it is
Mm.
not. It is just a pattern of action that needs to
Mm.
be broken for you to grow. And that's what I enjoyed with Dr. Mike. Was able to
Mm.
recognize those patterns and remove it.
Mm.
Second thing that people have that gets in their way is saying that I am a procrastinator. I
Mm.
am a person that, so you are making it yours. You are not a procrastinator.
Yeah.
It is just a pattern. Once you break the pattern,
Mm.
you overcome it. There are some
Mm.
things I will say consistently that Dr. Michael kind of say, no,
Mm.
don't say that. It is not
Mm.
you. You
Mm.
have to say something else.
Mm. Mm.
Now, the other thing is stressing around your purpose.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. That
Just
was.
one thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's not just so I have a purpose as a mom, purpose as a wife. I have a purpose in my ministry. I have a purpose in
Hmm.
my place of life. I have a purpose in my workspace. I have a purpose in ACE parenting, helping other mothers, right? I have
Hmm.
a purpose in IEA Impact Consulting
Hmm.
to help leaders. So people say, I don't have a purpose. I don't know what it is. And they got stuck in that thing.
Hmm.
But guess what Dr. Mike did with the
Hmm.
Mentorship Advantage? It made me
Hmm.
see that your purpose is at the core of who you are,
Yeah.
right? Your ministry, your family, your gifts, your everything that you are. What do you do that makes you happy? So I've mentioned 3 reasons. The fourth one is perfection. You try to be perfect, you don't move on. You say, how long are you going to be cooking it? When is it going to be done? You have to start moving. Don't wait till it's done. Start moving.
And
Right?
you are right. Many people are really caught up with that. One thing that really helped me in that area was a quote from Mark Twain.
Yeah.
And that quote, because I created a Thinkers Island where I share quotes every day. So Mark Twain said, continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Oh, when I got that, I said, wow, that was why when people write book, they have 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, because the thing is that perfection is a real hold that hold a lot of people. People want to do something, they want to waste that. No, they want to make sure that it's perfect. And the thing is this, as long as you're growing, you keep on developing new things. Why don't you start with what you have? So you are right about that. That's a real stuck, that where a lot of people get stuck. Yeah.
It is. It
Mm,
is. And I would go to a story that I had with a colleague of mine recently.
mm,
And she's a medical doctor. She wanted to transition into clinical research. And she was afraid to do it. She didn't have any LinkedIn profile. She didn't have
mm,
anything. They said she was always scared to put herself out there.
mm,
But then she invested in mentorship. So
mm,
many people feel that mentorship is a waste of resources. They don't want to
mm,
put their money in there. So she was initially afraid until she joined, and that goes into the end,
yeah.
networking. She joined a Facebook group that had other clinicians, and they were like, oh, one person was now talking, she was like, oh, I'm a newbie, and I want someone to show me that, okay, I can help you. And the person was like, okay, for me to help you, this is what to coach. She was like, no, no, she was going through it, ruminating her mind, but she was like, okay, let me go for it.
Mm,
When she went for that mentorship, this thing, the advantage was astronomical. The
mm,
person coached her, showed her the way, helped her to
mm,
do her resume. In
mm,
fact, the amount of money she never dreamt of earning, she earned it.
mm. Wow.
She thought
Mm,
she had to have a medical license in the US. She didn't have to have it.
mm,
She thought she had
mm.
to have so many things, but the person showed her the way, helped her
Wow.
communication, helped
Mm,
everything that she wanted. She could be who she was, helped her confidence, helped her
mm,
identity, helped her to rebuild that innate thing that makes you say,
mm,
this is what I am and this is who I am.
mm.
She said when she got the job, the amount, her 2 weeks salary paid the investment that she did.
Wow. Look at that.
She said, guess what? She said by the time she got the job, our mentor and coach was like, no, don't accept that. That's too low. She was like,
Wow.
what is too low? She said she went behind her mentor
Forget
to
the job.
get the job.
Oh.
So everybody, there's
Mm,
something
mm, mm.
in mentorship.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's all that has been there. And I
Mm,
remember what Dr. Michael said then. He said that
mm,
I'm at your corner.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
you need, let me know.
Mm, mm,
So a mentor is someone that has your
mm.
interest at heart.
Yeah.
A mentor is someone that understands your pain because they've
Mm.
been there.
That's
A mentor
great.
is a person that can show you the way.
Mm,
So reading
mm,
this book, I tell you, it's something
mm.
you can't miss, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Awesome.
has
Yeah.
so many things in which you can
Mm,
actually apply.
yeah.
I spoke about networking. The
Mm,
mentor said you need to go on LinkedIn and write 3 posts to CEOs of companies,
mm,
medical directors of companies, program directors of companies. And before she
mm,
was limiting herself to her friends, which I used to do before.
mm, mm,
So by the time she started, she was just introducing herself, what
mm,
does it take, and asking them questions. But that
mm.
person also gave her a template that she can use, an
Wow.
advantage. She
Wow.
didn't have to
Wow.
rethink it. She just had
Exactly.
to
She
do it.
didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
She didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what
Mm,
as Dr. Mike's, I was very privileged to be his first
mm,
coach,
yeah.
and it was really, really
Mm,
uh, a game changer for me
yeah.
in the
Mm,
sense that apart from me being myself, it also taught me how to mentor other people.
exactly. Yeah.
And that is
Mm,
leading so that
mm.
you also can lead others.
Exactly. And I'm so glad, Dr. Ayo, that you are saying all this because the reason is that one thing I see about you is like, and of course, we've known each other for many years. Almost 20, more than 28 years now in medical school. But the thing about you is I saw you doing something. Actually, that was it. That was what I want to let everybody get right now. You might be listening, and no matter where you are right now, start with what you have. So she got my attention. She was, and I'm looking at her and I'm seeing IEA Impact Consulting. That wasn't there before. She was just doing
Mhm.
experimenting and she was still and working, as a professional and all that. But I just spotted that. I saw on Instagram and I reached out to her. We connected on WhatsApp and I invited her to a mastermind and sharing some testimonies. You see, the thing about mentors is, and I always say this, there's something called reverse mentoring. So it's possible for someone to mentor you and to also learn from you. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned about your consistency. And I realized what makes the difference between people that have worked with me before is the one that thrive most are the one that took action. And that's who you are. And that's why you were able to speak at the last Made for More that we had in March. And you were able to inspire a lot of people. I remember there's a woman that I knew that also part of Maxwell Leadership that reached out to me before you have no idea of what she was going through. And when you start speaking, it addresses exactly where she is at. So, like I said, so this mentorship advantage is something real, is something practical. I've really explained what Yannick mentorship, yeah, that has really brought to my life. And I'm a product of mentors because I used to think that mentorship is a luxury, it's only for few people that can afford it. And I realized that you're just talking about someone now that the investment that she made, she got it back with her first job.
It's our first job.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we're sharing today is something very real. So I want to now go ahead and talk about you, Dr. Ayo. You've been a real inspiration to many, and I've seen you speak in different platforms, and you have been invited to several platforms. So tell me, what is your own personal experience in mentoring others, and what has been the impact of your mentorship? Or maybe you have one or two stories of people that you have been privileged to mentor. So tell us what has been that impact, if you can share those stories. Because I just want people to hear real stories from real people, from real mentorship, so that if anybody's having a cold feet about mentorship, you can change your mind. You might be thinking about, oh, it costs less if I do it on my own. Listen, life is not a DIY. It's not a do it yourself. In life, you need guide. You need a guide. That's why mentors are not traveling agents. They are tour guide. They've been there. Do you get me? So
Yeah.
it is true that there are some things in life that are DIY, do it yourself. But not everything is not DIY.
No.
There are things you need. Yeah, exactly. Everything is not
Not
DIY.
everything.
Just for instance, now there are some things in your house you can't do it yourself.
Yeah, no.
You need experts to make impact. So that's what I find out. I was trying to DIY life myself. And 20 years ago, when I left med school, I went into motivational speaking and marketing. I got my fingers burnt.
Yeah.
I lose a lot of money that I almost lost my reputation. I shared all this in the book. That was
Yeah.
why I wrote the book, to let people realize this is I have an experience working by myself, and I have an experience working with mentors. And
Yeah.
that's why this book is actually dedicated to the Maxwell Leadership Mentors. And I really highlighted, even with using all those acronyms, how they have contributed to my life. So, Doctor, share with us your mentorship stories, of
So
impact of your mentorship. Thank you.
yes, I've shared the initial parts, but I want to also share the part where
Mm,
it came into play. So early this year, I've shared the story before. I thought I was, luckily I had my ace parenting and that has been going on well. And I was already thinking about IEA Impact Consulting. Why? Because I know that even as a parent, if you're not doing well in your career,
mm,
it still affects who you are.
yeah.
I knew that there were lots of professional leaders that needed to take advantage and be more and be significant.
Yeah.
So early this year, I was still very happy with my job. I had my goals. I had everything. I
You
had
mean
signed
early
up for
last year?
Maxwell Leadership last year. Sorry, 2024.
We're in the new year now.
So I got to work, did everything, and all of a sudden I was locked out. Locked out, laid off. I was dejected, rejected. I felt sad. I felt as if everything had slipped under me. And initially, I was like, well, it happens. That means something bigger is going to come. I reached out to a community of people like Dr. Mike, to say, hey, see what just happened to me. He was like, I've experienced it as well.
Welcome
You
to the
have
club.
to take the bull by the horn and move forward.
Yeah.
But thank God that I had owned that personality of being an entrepreneur, of service to people, right? So I was able to hit the ground. I didn't even realize that I had lost my job because I had so much to do, serving, doing mastermind, doing leadership training, coaching youth, traveling. But where the impact is a friend of mine had a similar experience. She said the first person she thought about is Ayo Adenuga. And she reached out to me. And I was able to take her through, right? So guess what? From somebody mentoring me, I was able to use, and then me having a life-changing experience, and the way I thrived, the way I fit into community, the way, I remember when I went for the Maxwell Leadership Conference, where my Dr. Ma was like, you need to meet this person, you need to meet that person. And then I met Dr. Olabisi Oshikono as well, who is now my accountability partner. And I'm able to use that for other people. But the most important thing is now I even have other younger people that are aspiring to be who I mean, not who I am, but have
Looking
a
up to you.
similar, yes, look up to me, to also inspire them, to also train them, to also coach them, right? And guess what? I was able to have my business and make money from my business even last year. So there's a lot in mentorship advantage. There's a lot in mentorship that you can gain from. I want to quickly share something with you because many people have to ask themselves 3 questions, which is what I learned recently. The question 1 is, are you result focused? Now, what do you really want out of life? What do you want out of mentorship? What is the outcome you want? So ask yourself, what do I want? And what is the outcome I desire? Because when people don't know it, they go into mentorship and fall out because they become frustrated. You feel that, oh, my mentor or my coach is not doing something, he's not doing anything. It's because you yourself might not even know what you really want. So you have to ask yourself, what do I want? What is the outcome? What is the result that I'm committed to achieving? In mentorship, in coaching, what is that result? And to be your guiding light. The second thing is you have to be purpose-driven. What is that thing that you want to achieve? What is your purpose? What do you want to do with it? What is a must for you?
That's good.
So when you realize that, you can go into mentorship with a lot of confidence, with a lot of certainty, and then with God. The other thing is taking massive action. My colleague was telling me that one of the frustrating things about her was that when people go into mentorship, they don't want to take action. They don't want to do the work.
And it won't work.
Success, it won't work. Success needs you to take massive action. When you are in mentorship and they show you the path, you have to walk that way.
Yeah. Mm. Mm.
She said for her interview, she would practice and practice, even just saying,
Mm.
can you introduce yourself? She said she practiced so much that in her
Mm.
sleep, she can just say it fluently.
Mm. Mm.
So, what are those things that you are passionate about that you want to
Mm.
do? What
Wow.
result you want to see? What
Wow.
outcome do you want to see out of your life? What is that
Wow.
purpose? That thing God has put in your hand
Yeah. Mm.
that God would ask you that
Mm. Mm.
this talent I gave you, what did you do with it?
Mm. Mm. And those are
Do you like
those three questions are very powerful questions, thought-provoking. Because one thing I tell people I work with, by the grace of God, I'm privileged to work with people. And currently, I'm working with someone. And she's in Germany. I work with people from Kenya. I mean, from different part of the world. And one thing I realize is that I always tell people, I learned this from Dr. John Maxwell. When you are going to your mentor, you have to be prepared with questions. You are not see, there's a place of maximizing mentorship. And I remember we were doing a mastermind, we're talking about this, and someone said, you never knew that. Yes, you have to know. Dr. John Maxwell said the first time he met John Wooden, that would be his first appointment through somebody.
Mm.
He said he read all the books that the man has read.
Yeah.
And he has like 5 pages of questions.
Mm.
Said they had breakfast together, they went. They couldn't finish the question. The man took him back to his apartment and they couldn't finish the question. They were on just one page. He said, John, seems you have to
That
come
story.
back. We couldn't finish your question.
I remember
He
that
said
story.
that led to 14 years of mentorship.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
he said
That's
he has so many people coming
I
to him.
know.
So
Wow.
I'm just trying to support what you're saying. So you must
Yeah.
know, because if you don't know your outcome, you won't prepare for questions. You must know where you're going, because a mentor take you from where you are to where you want to go.
Mm.
So you must know where you are going. It's very important, and that's one thing I see about you, Dr. Ayo. You really knew what you want to do, and a mentor is a support and a guide.
Mm.
So you are not meant to be a clone to a mentor, but you have to know where you are going so that the mentor can easily guide you in
Mhm.
that way. So it's not a rocket science thing, and it's just the emphasis we are really putting out today that
Yes.
mentorship is not an option if the top is what you desire. If you don't
Yeah.
want to go to the top, you
Um,
don't need a mentor.
yeah.
Just
And I want to
consider.
share with
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
I want to share with people. For me, I'm a high achiever. I'm hardworking, but
Mm,
there's a pattern
mm,
where I'll do something, run, 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 then I'll relax.
mm,
Run, 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 then I relax.
mm,
Right? But what mentorship does is it
mm.
creates accountability for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm,
Whereby when you're running and you're just like, do you know that almost all Olympians and people in athletics or things like that have
yeah.
coaches and mentors
Exactly. Yeah.
to keep them on their feet, just like when you are building your muscle. You
Yeah.
can't start and stop. It will go
Mm,
back, it will deflate. You
mm,
have to keep on going. And
the
that's what
momentum.
mentorship is,
Yeah. Mm,
where a mentor exactly keeps you
mm,
going,
mm,
keeps you on the momentum, helps you
yeah.
to grow.
Mm,
And that's
mm,
something that you have to have.
mm,
Also, belief matters.
mm,
When you don't have a high belief in yourself,
mm,
you are likely to, when your bar is this way
mm,
and your belief in yourself is low, you are
mm,
likely not to reach that bar.
yeah. Mm.
But many times in mentorship, you can have a borrowed belief until you get there.
Exactly. Wow, that was huge. I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
belief is something internal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is the core of who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Mm. Yeah.
So
Mm. Yeah. Mm.
that I think
That was
I'll round
awesome.
off with that. I'll round
Yeah,
off with that.
you just hit something big. And as John Maxwell said, it is wonderful when people believe in the leader, but it is more wonderful when the leader believes in the people. And I read a book called Believe in People by
Mm,
a billionaire called Charles Koch, and that book really helped me. It really further really strengthened what I believe that believing in people is, if you know me very well, I always believe in people.
Yeah.
And you remember your first mastermind, I said, oh, Dr. Mike, I want you to come and be there. I said, I'm not coming. You can't do it.
I remember. Yeah,
Because I
I
know you
remember.
have,
I
I know
remember
you
I
have the
never did the
inside of you.
mastermind. That's why I was like, put a date to it, put a time, you must
Yeah.
do it. And
You
that's why I
really,
started
you
my
really
first
want me to
mastermind.
attend? You want me to come in? I said, listen, you
I
can't do
know.
it because I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe that. And
Yeah.
believe me, Sally, and you did it. And I followed up. I said, how was it? Oh, it was great because I know you can do it. And because I too have that and somebody that believe in me too. I told you about Yannick, so I've learned a lot too. So this is such a great time, Dr. I want to say thank you because you're a very busy person and I'm so excited that we can do this because this is all about helping someone out there. And because mentorship is for everyone. I want you to know that I'm working on a series now called Life. Leadership is for everyone.
Mm.
So I'm also saying something now, that mentorship is for everyone. So it's not just for some people that, oh, somebody, so maybe you might be thinking that, oh, I can't afford it. It's too expensive. Listen, do you know what is more expensive? Ignorance.
So,
Because you will get your fingers burned. It costs more to live without a mentor than to live with a mentor. I tell you, because whatever investment you are investing, it's in yourself and you're going to get it back. So I want to challenge you if you are listening to us today. We are not doing this podcast so that you can buy the book. Listen, I don't write book to make sales. Do you get me? I'm not in debt. Either you buy the book or not. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna live. But we are doing this just to help someone because one of the beautiful thing about this book is there was a research done with 72 professionals all over the world on why people shun mentorship. And the product of research was put in that book. So beyond that point, don't forget what we have said. Mentorship is for everyone. And Dr. Ayo is a product of mentorship. I tell you, I knew where Dr. Ayo was when she was talking about the belief system, limiting belief. Oh, wow, wow. We worked on a lot of things. Because I was that way. I won't forget. That was why, someone said you are most qualified to help someone that you used to be.
yeah.
I remember when I started, it was our colleague too that was mentoring me then. It was he volunteered to every week he would call me. Guess what? I was the one doing the mastermind. It was one of the people that came for the master, but he saw some things in me that he can help me with. He will mentor every Saturday like this for 9 weeks. And I learned a lot from him. And when I was giving him some report of recent, that was Dr. Osondu in 98 set.
Ah.
Yeah, it's an assistant professor in North Carolina. So when I was giving an update, he was so thankful that the impact of those mentorship is coming alive. So,
Yes.
what's your closing comments to people, Dr. before we leave today?
My closing comment is I believe in you.
Mm.
We are all made for more.
Yeah.
We're all made
Mm.
to achieve our life's purpose.
Yeah.
Mentorship would help you to get to
Mm.
where you are going to.
Yeah.
And don't forget that mentorship is in every area of our lives, and they are
Yes.
called your advisory group. You can have a
Mm.
mentor in leadership, a
Yeah.
mentor in your workplace, a
Yeah.
mentor if you are married,
Yeah.
a mentor in your ministry. You can
Mm.
have a mentor in different aspects of your life, but a
Mm.
mentor is someone that has been there, willing to work with you and wants to take
Mm.
you down the line,
Mm.
but with you in mind for your success.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't shy away from mentorship.
Mm.
And if mentorship is paid to make you be the best version of yourself,
Yeah.
then invest in yourself. You are the best
Exactly.
person that you can
Mm.
invest in. Everything will fade away, but
Mm.
you are the one that constantly change. And you
Yeah.
have to meet up with the changes in life.
Wow. That
You are
was
changing
powerful.
every day. Yeah.
Wow. So what a good way to start. Dr. Ayo, where can people find you? I know where to find you. Maybe people are listening to you. They say, wow, I really want to work with this lady. I want her to be my mentor. Where can they find you?
You can find me through LinkedIn. It's Ayo Adenuga on LinkedIn, MD. So you find me there. I'm on Facebook as well. But the best place you can find me is on LinkedIn. So just DM me. I'm happy to work with you.
Mm,
I've been there. People reach out to me when
mm,
because they believe that they can be more, they can
yeah.
achieve more. They
Mm,
can improve their communication, they can
mm,
improve their leadership, and they can take action. I mean,
yeah.
so being result oriented is something that I work on. And for
Mm,
people that really, really, really want to change their lives and achieve impacts, reach out to me.
mm.
I'm here to help you.
Wow,
Yeah.
I can tell you, Dr. is such a resource person that I know very well. And I've watched her over the years, how she has grown. And listen, she's been tested. She told you how she got laid off, but the way she handled it is what makes all the difference. Because it doesn't matter what you're going through, until you grow through it, you cannot be on top of it. And this is what makes all the difference, because all these things are not just and just like something a sweet talk. No, we
Mhm.
are experiencing real life situation, and that's why the greatest of all leaders will be tested. Whatever
Yeah.
whatever you believe, whatever you teach will be tested. And when the posts come to shelf, what will really matter is you're being a practitioner and not a philosopher. So we want to let you know that mentorship matters, and mentorship has its own advantage. Don't forget, no matter where you are in the world, there's some things you can get for free. But if you want real mentorship, be ready to invest in yourself, because that investment is the price for your advancement. My
Yeah.
name is Dr. Michael Koku. I'm so excited to be with you. Next time I come your way with another great guest, and I will be sharing on the mentorship advantage. I want you to know one thing, that don't forget, you are the greatest investment you can ever make. Make that investment today and see the positive outcome. Thank you, and see you again. Bye bye.